Yeah, obviously a big win at Buffalo. Overtime, I think somebody told me that was my first overtime game. I thoroughly enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed the results. But first of all, I want to talk about our compete team. Our compete team has done a phenomenal job all season getting us prepared to play. Our Tuesday, Wednesdays practices, if you are not prepared to go out there and practice at a high level, you will get embarrassed by our compete team. And guys are giving us tremendous effort, giving us tremendous looks, and that has really helped us play the type of football we want to play. As far as our team goes, I think our kids have played clutch football over the last 7 weeks. These guys have emptied their tank each and every single week to try to help the team win, and then replenished themselves and went back and done it again. And this last game was no different. Not many times, in the course of a year, you lose, your number one running back, you lose your number one receiver, and other guys step up and put up, high-level type performances. And I just think that's a testament to the kids we have in our program, to the commitment they have to each other, of doing things right, working hard, and the commitment they have to the team. I think one thing you'll realize with this football team is I've never been around a closer team in my career. What you see is a group of guys, players and coaches that are in it for each other, in it together. They play for each other, they work for each other, they're committed to each other to do everything possible to find a way to win. And it's been exciting to see, and I think it's paying dividends for us this season, the commitment and investment that the coaches and the players have put into making one another better. We talk about iron sharpens iron, and I think we've done a great job of sharpening one another on the field and off the field, because that's a big thing as well. We got one opportunity left in the regular season. It's a big game, against Western Michigan, who is a very good football team with a lot of talent. It's going to be a great challenge, but we are excited about the opportunity. We have a team meeting tonight. I'm going to remind the team of what their goals were before the season, and some of those goals are still attainable. And I want them to focus on these are the things that you said was important to you. And when you put a goal down on paper, it's our job as coaches to hold you accountable. And so we're going to do everything possible to find a way to be 1-0 this week. And I think that's the most important thing. And also for us, I'm glad we get a chance to play on Tuesday. I embrace the short week. I think it's fantastic because not only do we get to play a game, the kids get an opportunity to go home and enjoy Thanksgiving. So, play as hard as you can play for 60 minutes and then, go eat and have fellowship with your family and all the things that you're thankful for, and then come back over the weekend and we got another opportunity to play another game, which is fantastic. With that, I'll answer any questions.
Coach, after having time to assess the film from Penn State, is there stuff you see the team improve on going into Western Michigan?
From Buffalo.
Going into Western, my apologies, I don't know why I had Penn State on my mind. But going into Western Michigan, would you like to see some improvements from last week's effort?
I think, we last week was the first opportunity we had a chance to put a team away in the third quarter, and we didn't take advantage of it. And so that's something that we can learn and grow if we're ever in that moment again, to be able to really extend the lead. We had a chance to go up 17 or 21 in the third quarter, and we didn't, turned it over. So those are the things that we can learn from. But I love the resiliency, love the way they stayed in the moment and was able to make the plays necessary down the stretch to win the football game.
Coach, this will be senior night for guys who have stuck with this program through the coaching change, obviously, through, the 0-6 season last year, and have stuck it through to see it where it is today. How important is it for you to have a good send-off?
No, I think senior day is a big deal. For all the guys that been here and stayed committed, we got 7 seniors: Braden Patton, Tyrese Ritchie, Matt Ferentz, Lance DeVoe, Clint Rakovich, Luke Millette, and Zaime March. So all those guys will be honored during the game. Not a big senior class, which is a good thing for our program moving forward, but also we want to make sure we honor those guys the right way. And senior day is a big deal, and we want to give everything we can to help those guys go out on a positive note.
You mentioned something in your post-game press conference I wanted to sort of pry a little further on. You mentioned this team having the heart of a champion. To you, what does heart of a champion mean?
Well, I think, to me, when you say the heart of a champion, that means no matter what the situation is, you continue to fight, you can continue to compete. We talk about not looking at the scoreboard. No matter what the scoreboard says, we have to continue to do the things necessary to go execute at a high level. And normally when you can stay in the moment and do those type of things, you have a chance to give yourself an opportunity to compete for championships. When you look at, great organizations in the pros, or you look at great college football teams, they are consistently good week in and week out. And that's a skill. To get young people to stay locked in and focus week in and week out is a skill. And we've done a great job as a team. We've done a great job as a staff keeping a young football team locked in and engaged each and every single week to the task at hand. And this week is no different. We got a really good Western Michigan team coming in, and we got to find a way to score one more point than them.
Coach, can you speak to the job that your staff has been able to do this season to help you guys ultimately reach that ultimate goal for the national championship?
Yeah, my staff has been phenomenal. They don't get enough credit for the job that they've done. Most of them have been with me the whole time for all 3 years. And, they've seen it from the beginning, they've seen it in the middle, and they've seen it to now. And, a lot of the credit goes to them and their hard work and dedication. And just like anything in this profession, right? I hope that they can have opportunities to better themselves and better their families. I mean, I'm not a head coach that want to try to keep my staff with me the whole time. I don't think that's the right thing. This is a program, NIU, where coaches, you work your butt off, you do a great job, and you move on to other opportunities. And I think for my staff, I think that's a big thing for them because I remember being a young assistant and working extremely hard, and then getting an opportunity to go to Minnesota. And I tell them, I'm up front with my staff, and I say, listen, man, you work hard for me. I will do everything possible to help you advance your career. And because I've had coaches do that for me. I work my butt off for coaches, and then they've helped me get other opportunities in my career. And my staff is one that I think people across the country should look at because they've helped me build this thing the right way, and I couldn't be more proud of them.
I think you or one of the players had mentioned earlier this year about, I think it was after Buffalo, but having a chance to beat everybody who beat you last year. What's that say about you guys if you're playing for a chance to do that this year?
Yeah, I mean, every time you go play a game, you want to win. I mean, I know maybe to the outside world they're looking at, things down the road, but to us, we have to play. And when we go out there, there's an opportunity to go win. And to say that, you have an opportunity to beat every team that beat you the year before, I think that's a big thing. I mean, and we have an opportunity to do that on Tuesday. So, what a great achievement that would be to say in less than a year, you completely flipped the script on what happened to you a year ago. How does that happen? I think it takes unique individuals. It takes people that's focused and determined and hard work and have grit. And it takes belief. It takes belief of guys working together as a team, and we have a lot of belief in that locker room.
Looking at the Central Michigan game, Caleb Ellerbe is a guy who's been on a lot of people's radars as a
Western Michigan.
Western Michigan.
Yes.
What did I say?
Central.
Central, my bad. Caleb Ellerbe has been a quarterback that's been on a lot of people's radars the last 2 seasons as one of the premier sort of quarterbacks in the MAC. From looking at the film, what have you seen from him that makes him so special?
Well, the quarterback at Western, he's an elite talent. He has elite arm talent. He can make every throw. They run a great system that's catered toward him and his ability to put the ball in spots for his receivers to make plays. They are very skilled and talented at the quarterback position. They're very skilled and talented at the wide receiver position. They got two backs, and the third one that comes in, number 7, that's really, really good football players, and their offensive line is really good. So this is a very quality opponent offensively, and obviously Tim Lester does a great job with scheming up plays to put them in great position to be successful.
Going a little more into the compete team that you talked about, I know you talked about it on and off this year, but who are some of the guys, especially here, that have, I know Ontario was down there, that's how we earned this spot back on.
Yeah.
I mean, who are some of those guys that have really, especially of late, come on and helped you?
Great question. I was going to start mentioning names, then I started getting long-winded, but I'm glad you asked who were some of the guys. So for me, it starts at the quarterback position, Jeff Lomax. Jeff Lomax is a talented young man. There's been games where I thought he might have been better than the opponent quarterback that we played, and he gives a great look. Braxton Chapman and Aaron Collins as running backs, they give us a great look from a physicality standpoint. Mason Pierre, Antoine, Tyler Bruckner, Trey Erweiler, and then our offensive line. Our young offensive line is really developing. And then defensively, we got some guys, Louis Fry, Muhammad Jameh, Jaden Wilson, Jelani Williams, Elijah Ham. These guys are guys that you're going to hear about in the future as guys that are going to be big contributors for us. But they give us a great look, and it is so competitive and so fun to watch that they naturally bring the energy. A lot of times, you get to this point in the season and you get to the compete team, it's more brother-in-law than actually getting work in. And these kids come out, and every Tuesday and Wednesday practice, that is their game day. And they trying to make a statement and trying to make a point and trying to fight for position going into the spring. I mean, I tell them all the time, this is a great opportunity for you to establish yourself going into spring football where now you have a chance to compete for a job.
How's that worked with an older guy like Aaron, who had a lot of playing time last year, out on Saturdays and different action? How's he responded to?
It's been fantastic. His attitude and the way he's going about his work. I tell him all the time, he's going to be successful in life. Braxton Chapman is going to be successful in life. I told the team that in a team meeting, because a lot of times how you handle adversity is normally how you're going to be successful. And Aaron was a guy that played for us last year, not playing as much this year, but all he's done is put the work in to make our team better. And you can't come up with a more unselfish example of a teammate. Sometimes being a great teammate means, doing your role to the best of your ability. And Aaron Collins have done that to the utmost.
Coach, after seeing the defense come up huge in big spots, 4th downs, and then getting that late turnover to ultimately win you guys the game, what do you want to see to have a repeat performance this week against Western Michigan?
Well, against Western Michigan, defensively, I mean, we have to tackle and we have to eliminate the extra yards after contact. I think that's something that we need to put a premium on this week and continue to work on taking the ball away. You saw guys, the second guy in trying to get the ball out. We put an emphasis on that last week. It'd be great if we can get a couple turnovers this week.
First, just for the seniors, what does senior night coming up, your final game at Husky Stadium, mean for you guys?
We only have one senior, so go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I think it's a culmination of all the blood, sweat, and tears we've put into the program the past 4 or 5 years. Definitely be emotional, but looking forward to it, and also going to be awesome having our parents who have supported us throughout this whole time down there to celebrate with us too.
This one's for Liam. Offensively, you guys have shown the ability to win with many different styles of play. What would you like to see from the offensive side of the ball on Tuesday to send seniors off in the right way?
I think the best thing we can do is, finish. There's times we can put away teams when we haven't. I think that's the focus, on the offensive end. We can hang around in these games, but I think in the end we need to finish and, play a complete game. There's drives where we, kind of blank here and there, but I think we need to play a whole complete game. I think that's something that, would be a great way to honor our seniors and finish it out.
Devon, Coach talked about the P team being such a big part of why you guys are as good as you are. Well, what's it like going up against those guys? You even mentioned Lomax specifically as being like sometimes better than the other team's quarterbacks. Is that something you see, and how do you just see the whole P team kind of strengthening you guys?
Well, I think those guys give us 110% every day. So going against them, they give us a more game look every day, and they come in and bust their butts every day. So I'm just glad to have a group of guys like that just continue to go against every day.
Demond, this one's for you too. Coach Hammock talked in the post-game press conference how the fumble recovery in the overtime period seemed to have taken like 30, 45 seconds. From your perspective, take us through what you saw on that play, and obviously you were able to get the fumble at the end of it.
Well, from what I've seen, so it was just everything was in slow motion for real. So I seen the quarterback fumble with the ball. So I'm like, okay, he's gonna drop it. So I'm ready to get it. Then he dropped it and it went between 3 people's legs. And then as soon as the right moment hit, I just pounced on the ball with everything, and I was just excited to get up and get the ball.
And for the defensive guys, I know that was the first turnover you've recovered in a while. I mean, obviously, how much of a focal point has that been trying to force and get more turnovers?
Nick?
I think it's been a big part of practice. We work on, getting at least 2 turnovers during the day because it's part of our Husky Havoc. And during the practice, we get picks, forced fumbles, so we work on it, and we just gotta, carry it over to the game. So.
Demond?
Demond, just maybe a little more specifically, just how do you think getting the one, kind of do you think maybe have a snowball effect, and that's something that might carry over into next week and going forward?
What? Could you repeat the question again?
Just do you think that, forcing the one turnover, especially in the big situation of the game, you think that's something that kind of gives you a little confidence in that and kind of snowballs forward and being able to get into the game?
Most definitely. I think that's something that we'll be able to capitalize on. That's something that we work on as a defense, trying to get more turnovers, just to help the offense and get them back on the field and let them do their thing.
Question also for the defensive guys. You guys are playing Western Michigan this week with a quarterback that's really impressed a lot of people in Caleb Ellerbe. From what you guys have seen on film, what are some of the ways you're going to try and slow him down offensively?
Obviously he's a good player. We haven't really, gotten a chance to meet with the coaches yet, so we don't necessarily know exactly what we're going to try to do. But the coaches usually come together with a good game plan, so we'll do what they tell us to, and we'll try to execute to the best of our ability.
Demond?
Same. We pretty much don't really know the game plan yet, but we just ready to just come out there and play hard.
This one's from Matt. Coach always talks about the preparation of the team during the week. Can you take us through what the specialists are doing throughout the week to get prepared for game day?
Yeah, so on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we'll have both punt and field goal and kickoff, which are our heavy kicking days. And then, the rest of the time we're basically just doing whatever we can individually to prepare ourselves for the game, whether it's different drills or, practicing onside kicks, fakes, things like that. All of those things kind of really get us ready for the next week's game.
Liam, you guys have a chance to go from, obviously, or I should phrase it this way, that you got a chance to now beat every team that beat you last year, to go 6-0 against the teams you went 0-6 against last year. If you're able to accomplish that, even having the opportunity to do that, mean to you guys?
It means a lot. I think that's just a testament to how hard we worked in the offseason. Not that we haven't worked hard in the offseason before, but, you could tell there was a difference, in the energy that we had all offseason. I think it's great. I think it's a great opportunity. I think it's a way to, see where we're at and where we've grown as a team, to play all these teams again that, returned a lot of their players as we returned a lot of ours. And, this week's important for us. It really is. Even though we clinched up the MAC West, we're still coming out. We want to win this game more than anything ever. And I think we talked about that already. Since we have a chance to beat everyone, this isn't a game we're taking lightly. We're coming out to win, and we're going to,
And what's that say about you guys for being able to go 6-0 against the teams that you went 0-6 against last year?
I think it says a lot about, just buying into the culture. I mean, obviously last year we had a bunch of young guys play for us, and I mean, we're still a super young team, and I think that was the biggest part for us, was really just trusting the process, especially after going 0-6. Sometimes that's tough not to believe in that necessarily. So I think that was the biggest thing for our team, was just to buy into that culture that Coach Hammock, enforces every day, and I think it's paid dividends. So.
Nick, as an underclassman who knows what it takes to win on senior night, you guys were able to beat Western Michigan two seasons ago. What would it mean to send this class off the right way, considering all the stuff you guys have been through?
I mean, it would be great. I mean, obviously we got the MAC championship game after that, but to send them out right in Husky Stadium. I mean, I know, I think it's the right thing to do to give it everything you got for the seniors, especially guys like Matt, like guys like Lance, that have been here a while and have seen both sides of both sides of winning and losing. So I think it'd be the right thing to do, and we're, like Liam said, we're going to prepare our best like we do every week and come out with the victory. So.
Matt, just talk a little bit about kind of your journey back when you were a young freshman. Do you think you'd be leaving here, having been through all this ups and downs, adversity, and basically the best punter in school history?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to start out, coming into a program that has a history of winning, and to say that I've been, MAC West champ two times is really an awesome feeling. And I think that, the culture that has been here and will continue to be really just is about, working your butt off and never taking anything easy, with the hard way and everything. So, yeah, it's been an awesome experience.
This one's for Demond. The past game against Buffalo, you guys were in the backfield quite often. What would you say was working for you against Buffalo that you want to see working this week against Western?
Just the D-line getting after it, getting like a lot of knockback and allowing the linebackers to just get downhill and just play fast, and just continue to get after the O-line.
The only other question I have is that Coach Hammock talked about the closeness of this team, that it's one of the closest teams that he's been a part of in his time. And I just want maybe Liam and Nick to talk about if it feels that way from some of the more experienced things, and kind of what do you think has been the main engine of that happening?
Yeah, so I'll start. Obviously, you grow closer through the struggle, and then obviously last year is as much of a struggle as it gets. But, every previous team I've been on, it seems like every year we get closer and closer, and this is obviously the closest we've ever been. Guys are always just talking, even people you wouldn't even, see talking in the locker room. They're always chatting it up, joking around. And I think that just proves the culture that we've created here and are, continuing to create and build on. It's a really special thing, You're not a lot of people get to be a part of something like that and see the growth over time, and I feel like I've been very blessed and lucky, even with the change in culture and the change in people that have been here. That steady incline every year has been something that's been awesome to see, and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
I think Liam hit it right on the head. I mean, like, football is, the greatest, team sport that there is, and I think, you can't be successful without having a great team bond. So, I mean, I know I consider, all the kids in the room, all the coaches in the room, like family, and I know that they would do anything for me, and I do the same for them, and I think that's something that a lot of people don't take into part, that we get to experience that every day, and it's, truly a blessing to be a part of something great like that.
This one's just for everyone. What does it mean to have the opportunity to play for the MAC championship? Obviously, you have one more regular season game, but at the beginning of the season, did you anticipate that you guys would be sitting in this very position?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
A lot of other people didn't, but I think we did. Internally, you got to have belief in yourself and the confidence in yourself to even do what we're doing right now. And I think it's it's an honor to go play at the MAC championship game. For my second time. A lot of people like in this conference, they worked let us off, sorry. You know, they don't even get to go to the game once, you know, so let alone going twice is awesome.
Anybody else want to add?
I mean, I guess, I mean, obviously last year going on 6, I mean, it's hard to believe that, you know, you're going to go to the MAC championship, but I mean, we just put so much time into it and we had so much confidence, you know, with our young team. Because, I mean, even last year, it's not like, I mean, some of the scores might have been, you know, blowouts and stuff, but we necessarily didn't feel like we were that terrible of a team. So I think we just, you know, believed in ourselves, and I think it's something special to, you know, have the opportunity to go win the whole thing. So.
Yeah, in addition to that, I think it feels pretty good to, you know, Coach Hammock put out a tweet the other day after you know, playing, you know, with a video of all the naysayers and the haters. It feels good to be able to prove them wrong.